Good morning guys. Today is the day that we're going to be putting the trusses into place. So we've got a bunch of our neighbors coming by to help out today, which is so awesome. So on this side here, Brian and I installed some hat channel to get the basically the vertical framing pieces nice and plumb. And then on this side here, we used some 2x4s and some concrete stakes to get this side of the building completely nice and plumb. So I can look down the line and it is beautifully nice and straight. So I'm going to try to get as much awesome footage from today of getting these suckers installed. The crane should be here in a few minutes and then we can get started. So the first truss here was the one that gave us the most troubles, obviously because it was the first one that we did. It took probably somewhere around 15 or 20 minutes to do. And it kind of had me worried because the crane is not cheap to rent. It's like $130, $140 an hour. But once we got the first one in place and we started getting our groove on, then the rest of them fell into place very quickly. One big issue that actually came up while we're doing this is that the lift ran out of power at probably about 8 or 9 trusses in. So we had to turn the generator on and hook the extension cord up to the back of it to keep the batteries charging. And I was really glad that the lift actually kept working while it was actually plugged in and the batteries were charging. Having lots of extra helping hands was really helpful. One other main concern that I had even before going into this is that I knew that we'd have to move the trusses in order for the crane to be able to access them. So if we're able to actually put the trusses on the ground next to the garage, then that would have made things a lot smoother. And you'll see that we actually ended up doing that for the last set of 7 trusses. We moved it right off the garage slab, but there wasn't really another good place to put them.
Treat yourself to what you like, or get yourself something soft and pretty, and I'll treat myself to you tonight. With these
This crane company actually helped my neighbor Mike, who was helping us that day, put the trusses on his house. And the crane operator was awesome. He was really patient and just, made things go very smoothly for us. So at this point, we're really getting into our groove and we're making lots of really quick progress. And the limiting factor was actually the scissor lift. So when we were charging it with the generator, it would go at a much slower speed than what it normally did. And so that was actually the limiting factor for how fast that we could go, is how quickly I could move the truss or the scissor lift over to the other side, get the guide ropes detached, and then get the crane, get it detached from the truss as well. And you can actually see in this video that here's Al helping me guide basically the scissor lift with the extension cord attached to the back of it. But we had to do whatever we had to do to get her done. crane operator here had a stroke of brilliance, and he's like, why don't we just move all the trusses off the slab, and then it'll make the last truss raising a lot quicker and efficient, which it certainly did. So this might have been something good to do right from the get-go, but hey, I guess you live and you learn. Oh snap diggity, look at that! All the trusses are in place. What a day, guys. That was so exciting, so satisfying to get all the trusses in place, and a big thanks to Amber, Brian, Al, Mike, and Hannah. Hannah got some great drone footage, and I wish I was able to get some more kind of update footage while we're actually building it, but it was pretty, I wouldn't say like super stressful, but I was definitely feeling the stress and the pressure a little bit, just because I was worried. I'm like, I don't know how all these things are gonna fit. But everything fit perfectly, which was really nice. So all the time that Brian and I took fixing our mistakes, making sure that the trusses were all 45 feet wide exactly, everything came together really nice. So right now the trusses are just kind of floating in the air there. So we're gonna get some purlins going across, at least one row of purlins, just to help them from swaying in the wind at all. And with that done, we can start working on basically the end walls now. So you'll probably notice that the trusses on the end walls here, they don't have any bracing, and that's because the end wall itself actually supplies all the bracing for that last truss. And what was great about that day is that nobody got hurt or injured during the truss raising process. I actually got hit in the head by the one rope that was basically guiding the trusses in from down below. So I was actually sledging in one side of the truss, and the guide strap had a piece of metal on it, and as I was sledging it down, it came loose and boom, hit me right in the head. And I was just like, thank God I have my hard hat on today. So I made sure that I had it on and that Brian had it on, because he's working on this side over here, and it was just a great day. Everybody was so happy by the end. I was so happy and smiling because to see all the hard work that we've put in so far come to fruition, everything lined up really nice, and I'm just really satisfied with it. And also a big thanks to Mitchel for supplying the first song that you heard. He's a guy that I actually met at the Homesteading Life Conference in Missouri, and he drove all the way up there from Tennessee, and it was great meeting him and his girlfriend, and he's an aspiring musician. And if you want to check out his YouTube channel, there'll be a link in the comments section and in the description box below. But now Brian and I, we're going to start working on the end walls, getting the rest of the hat channel and the purlins going. And once we get all that stuff done, boom, then we're working on sheet metal and we're closing this sucker up. Awesome, guys. Thanks so much for watching and supporting the channel. I finally got my Handeeman verified check mark for my YouTube channel, so I think I needed like 100,000 subscribers, and hopefully I'll get my my silver play button soon in the mail as well. Thank you for the support, and if you enjoy watching these videos showcasing all these off-grid projects that we're doing, solar, rainwater harvesting, hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for more. Thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you on the next video. Talk to you soon. Peace.